Google Workspace is a popular business suite of world-class productivity and collaboration apps built for all types and sizes of business. Google Workspace also offers a professional business email service. And today I'm going to help you get up and running with all of the essential Google Workspace features that you need to know. Hey guys, Stewart here, welcome along to this channel. I hope all is well in your world. Now in this Google Workspace tutorial for beginners, I'm going to gently take your hand and walk you through how you can use Google Workspace so that your entire business can make the most of this all-in-one business suite. Okay, so before we go ahead and launch into Google Workspace, consider subscribing if you haven't done so already or if you're new to this channel, and that way you'll stay updated with actionable videos and tutorials designed to equip you with the skills, knowledge and tools to help your small business thrive online. And with that quick note out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into Google Workspace. Okay, so getting started with Google Workspace, the first thing that we want to do is head over to our browser and type in workspace.google.com, and that's going to take you here. Now, if you're completely new to Google Workspace and you haven't set up your small business with Google Workspace just yet, then what you want to do is watch our Part 1 tutorial for Google Workspace that will guide you through the process of actually setting up your domain name with Google Workspace and adding your first business email. I also share how you can manage your payment plan within Google Workspace. So again, like I mentioned, if you're completely new to Google Workspace and you're yet to sign up, then check out this initial tutorial first. And with this tutorial that I'm about to walk you through, we'll cover everything you need to know, all the essentials to get your small business started with Google Workspace. Okay, so launching into this tutorial, the first thing that we want to do is log into our admin panel. You can do that by simply navigating up to Admin Console and logging into your admin account. Or alternatively, what you can do is head over to your browser and type in admin.google.com, sign in, and that's going to take you here. Also, if we navigate over to the top right hand corner and click on Google Apps, that's going to allow us to access all the collaboration, productivity and communication apps that Google Workspace offers. Now if I navigate down, you can also locate admin within this app section. So if you're using any of these different apps, what you can do is simply navigate up to the top right hand corner, click here, and then you can locate admin. You can also jump between any of these other Google apps if you like. For example, at the moment I only have one user that's associated with this account. And if I wanted to navigate over to my business emails, all I need to do is click on Gmail here, and that's going to open up my business email. Each additional user that you add inside your Google Workspace account has access to all of these apps. And popular apps that your team will most likely use on a day-to-day basis is the Gmail app, Google Drive, which allows you to store all your documents and other media types within the cloud. You can also collaborate with your team on slides. These are essentially slide presentations that you can create within slides. You can also collaborate on Sheets, Google Sheets, which are essentially spreadsheets, and then next to that you can create documents and collaborate with your team on different types of documents. We can also access our Google Calendar, Google Chat, and Google Meet for video calls. You can also come down and build a free website with Google Sites, as well as create forms and surveys with Google Forms. Now what I'm going to do in the description of this video is add full tutorials on each of these different apps that we've talked about in the past if you want to dive deeper into each of these different apps that each of your users can access. And again, you have more apps down here. Okay, so once you've arrived inside your Google Workspace admin account, what we want to do is add additional users to Google Workspace. So think about your small business and your team members that you need to add to Google Workspace. So to create and add a new user to your Google Workspace account so that they have access to their own business email, what we want to do is navigate over to Directory over on the left hand side under Admin, then come down and click on Users. And under Users, this is where we can add, delete, and manage all our users within Google Workspace. As you can see, we only have one user that we added when we first set up our Google Workspace account. Now to add a new user, simply navigate up to Add New User, then go ahead and add the team member's first name, then add their surname, and then navigate down to primary email, and here ideally what you want to do is add the first name of this user, and then over here you'll see the domain name. So this user's email will be first name at the domain name. Now you might be wondering, well, I want to add a sales at, an admin at, or help at business email for my users. Well, what you can actually do is set up email aliases for each of your users, and you can set up to 30 email aliases per user. And I'm going to show you how to do this shortly. Then navigate down here and add the secondary email. What email are they currently using? Then navigate over here and add their phone number. Then you have the option to navigate down and manage the user's password, organizational unit, and profile photo. If we click here, we're going to leave the organizational unit the same, then come down and you can add a profile picture if you like, or you can leave this up to the user to do this themselves. And you also have the option to automatically generate a password or create a new password that you want to allocate to that user. I'm happy with this information for now, so I'm going to navigate down and click on Add New User. And if we navigate up here, it's important to note that your new user can start using Google Workspace within 24 hours. In most cases, it should just take a few minutes. Now we can come down and copy this information and send it to our new user so that they can access their own account. Or you can simply come down and click preview and send the instructions directly to the user. And this will be sent to the email that you added earlier. We can also come down and add another user if we like. I'm going to go ahead and click on done. So remember, you have the option to copy this information and send it to the new user, or you can click that option which is preview and send. I'm going to leave that for now because this is just an example user. I'm going to come down and click on done. And what you can do is go ahead and refresh the page and you'll see your new user up here. So again, if you want to add additional users, simply navigate up to add new user and go ahead and add your users. Now it's important that we touch on administrator roles. If I navigate up here, this is the first user, Stewart Gauld, that I created for this Google Workspace account. So they are the super admin, meaning they have complete control over everything within Google Workspace. However, let's say that this user, Sam Smith, the user that I just added, is the admin of our business and needs to have access to the admin console and the ability to do essentially everything within Google Workspace. So to assign roles, what we would do is simply click on the user, and this is where we can manage everything to do with this new user that we just created. Now if we navigate down the page and locate admin roles and privileges, this is where we can assign roles. Go ahead and click on assign roles. And under roles, this is where you can access all the different Google Workspace roles and you can assign these to your different users. Now what I'll do is add a link down below in the description that will dive deeper into all the different roles that Google Workspace has to offer. You can also navigate up to create a custom role. However, like I mentioned, I want this user to have access to this admin console and have full control over Google Workspace. So I'm going to go ahead and come down and click assigned and then navigate down and click on save. Okay, so just like that, we've assigned the super admin to Sam Smith. This is the new user. Now what we want to do is add email aliases to this user so that they can send and receive emails from different email aliases. So to do that, simply navigate over to add alternative emails, then simply navigate up to alternative email and add an email alias. For example, Sam Smith is an admin, so I'm going to go ahead and add admin. And if you have multiple domains, you can click on the drop down and add the correct domain. I'm also going to navigate down here and add one more alternative email, one more email alias for this user. Remember, you can add up to 30 email aliases per user. And I'm happy with these 2 email aliases. Now every time someone sends an email to admin@patspizzapizza.com or support@pizzapizza.com, then this user will receive those emails. So what I'm going to do is navigate down and click on save. And as you can see, alternative email addresses have been updated. Now I'm going to navigate back over to users and navigate down to Stewart Gauld and then come down and click on add alternative emails again. And I'm going to add one alias to this email, and that's going to be called sales@patspizzapizza.com. So this user will be responsible for all emails coming from sales@pizzapizza.com. I'm going to navigate down and click on save. So at the moment we can receive emails from these aliases, but what I want to do is make sure that I can also not just receive emails from sales@patspizzapizza.com, but also send emails using this email alias. So to do that, what we're going to do is head over to our Gmail account. To do that, navigate over to Google Apps in the top right hand corner, come down and locate Gmail. Okay, so once you've arrived inside the Gmail account associated to the correct user, the user that you want to set up the email alias not only to receive, but to send emails with that alias, then simply navigate up to Settings in the top right hand corner and come down and click on See All Settings. Then navigate across and click on Accounts and come down and click on Add Another Email Address. Then navigate up to Name and you can add any name that you like. This user is called Stewart Gauld, so this is going to be called Sales Stewart Gauld. And then come down and add the email alias. Remember, within the admin panel we just set up this email alias for this user. Then come down and make sure Treat as an alias is selected, then click Next Step. And as you can see, we now have two emails. We have our primary email for this user, and we also have the alias set up here. We can now not only receive emails from sales@patspizzapizza.com, but we can also send emails using this email alias. And then down here we have two options that we can select. We can either select reply from the same address to which the message was sent, or we can choose always reply from default address, which is currently set as our primary email. I'm happy with this option selected for now. Okay, so if I navigate up to Compose and then navigate over to the new message that I want to send from, you will see there is a drop down. If I click here, I can choose to send an email from either my primary email or from the email alias that I just created. Okay, so now what we need to do to increase the professionalism of our emails being sent is to add a professional email signature to our emails. To do that, what we're going to do is simply exit out of this. And then once you click on Settings again, that's going to take you here. Then navigate over to General. Then under General, what we want to do is navigate down and locate Signature down here. As you can see, we don't have any signatures for this account. So what I would do is simply go ahead and click on Create New and name this signature. This is going to be a signature for our sales alias. So I'm just going to add Sales Signature and click on Create. Then simply navigate up here and add your email signature. So I'm going to go ahead and add my email signature. And as you can see, I've gone ahead and added an example of an email signature. Now, if you want to learn how to actually create an email signature and then copy and paste that email signature in here, then what I'll do is add a beginner's tutorial up above and down below in the description that will guide you through the process of two separate methods for creating a business email signature. So go ahead and check out this beginner's tutorial if you want to learn how to create your own free professional email signatures. Then what you want to do is choose the signature defaults. So at the moment we have this email address, our primary email address selected. I'm going to navigate down and use this alias that we just added because this is our sales email signature that we want to use for this email. Then come down for new email use. We're going to go ahead and click sales signature. And then on reply forward use, again, we're going to go ahead and select this email signature. And I'm happy with that, so I'm going to navigate down and click on Save Changes at the bottom. Now, if we navigate up to Compose and then navigate over to From and select our email alias that we want to send an email with, that's going to add our email signature down below. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is head back to our admin console. To do that, simply navigate up to Google Apps in the top right hand corner, then locate Admin. Here we have the admin app. I'm going to go ahead and click here. And that's going to take me back to my admin console. Now, if we navigate over to the left-hand side and click on Directory, we can also come down and click on Groups and create a new email group. Now, if you want to learn more about creating an email group for your team, then what I'll do is add a beginner's tutorial up above and down below in the description that will dive deeper into creating and setting up groups. Okay, so let's navigate back over to Home over on the left-hand side. And the last thing that I want to mention is increasing your email deliverability. Sometimes your emails might arrive into your recipient's spam folder. So it's important to increase the email authority of your domain and email deliverability. If you're interested in learning how to do this, what I'll do is add a beginner's tutorial up above and down below in the description that will help you increase your email deliverability with Google Workspace. Also, if you built your website with WordPress, then it's important to set up SMTP, which is used to ensure that your emails are being delivered. Again, I'll link that tutorial up above and down below in the description. All these tutorials I've mentioned today, you'll be able to find in our description below this video. However, that is everything we wanted to cover in this essential Google Workspace tutorial for beginners, helping you hit the ground running when it comes to leveraging Google Workspace to grow your small business. And there we have it, guys. That is it for this Google Workspace tutorial for small businesses. Now, if you have any questions about Google Workspace, make sure to pop them down below. And with that said, thank you so much for watching this tutorial all the way through to the end. If you got value, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to this channel. And that way I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.